All right, this is the Drew and Me podcast with Steve Kane. So, here on Drew and Me, we talk about movies, music, and whatever else we want to talk about. And today we have returning guest, New Jersey and Philadelphia comedian Steve Kane.
Audience applause.
So, Steve, do you have any shows or content that you would like to promote at this time?
Well, first of all, I want to say that I love the fact that your theme song is just you singing a jingle at the beginning. No music, just like, hey, it's the Drew Show, the Drew Show. Like, I love that. No AI, you just singing. No, promotions, good thing to get out of the way, right? People always put on podcasts, they always ask for promotions at the end, and it's always like, oh, I don't know, I can't remember. I mean, I don't know when this is going out to the public. I'm helping produce a show with Holly Huff on Thursday at the Tap Room called I Know What You Did Last Summer, which is like a storytelling kind of show. Everybody tells a story about something that they did, last summer. The slasher movie from the 90s,
Yeah, yeah.
that's the theme. So that's on Thursday. Hopefully we sell a lot of tickets. I'm doing Jello wrestling in Bar 13 this Saturday, which I do every single year, which is always fun. I don't wrestle, I play a manager, and I come out and I just like yell at people and get beat up and thrown the Jello at some point in time. Um, I got Philly's Funniest round two at Helium, September
Yeah.
2nd, I think, which I'm so screwed because if you win the first round, you have to just pull out of a hat for your next round. And I got like first night, first comic. Every time I do round two, I always get picked as the first comic to go, which is a death sentence.
Okay. Um, y- like I feel like for funniest, you just have to come out of the gate like really live, and you have to like fill your set with like a lot of like lively material and like a lot of like comedic actions, like either do like voices or you have to have some set pieces.
Yeah, and I was thinking about that because yeah. If you're going first, they try to have the host do a bunch of time. But even still, with the host doing time, you still get stuck with people getting their food late and still munching on their food and stuff like that. So I was thinking about a couple different ideas. I was thinking like researching how many people that go up first actually advance and making like a pie chart and showing how unlikely it is to succeed. And just bringing a whole like pie chart out there and putting on my glasses and like going over the statistics and stuff like that. I don't know if I'll do any of these outrageous ideas I have, or if I just fall back on my tight 7 minutes or whatever. I mean, obviously, you saw round one. I definitely did like a different thing for that. I didn't stick to a tight five for that set.
Yeah.
I like going off script.
Yeah, no, I feel like that particular style is pretty good for funniest for sure.
People like things that are authentic. Like more in comedy, it's evolving in such a way where like if they know you're doing a bit, they kind of tune out. You have to trick them even if you're doing a bit into thinking that you're just coming up with it off the spot. Like even like the helium set I did, um, that was I'd written that piece like a year ago, but everybody thought that I just was riffing.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Nice. Let's see. So come out and see Steve and Holly Huff. They're both in the second round of Philly's Funniest. And
He's on,
Steve,
he's on my night too. Yeah. So come out and see us both on September 2nd.
yeah, absolutely. Come out, see him September 2nd. And and uh and when is the I know what you did the last summer show.
Yeah, I'm looking at my calendar right now. As I had no idea what day it is. Today's the 18th, so that means that show is on the The 20th?
Mm, okay, very
Yeah.
cool. So come out to that show too.
Yeah. You should come out. You gonna come out?
I don't live
Wow.
in Pennsylvania anymore. Oh, I actually do still live in Pennsylvania. I just don't live in Philadelphia anymore. I live in Pittsburgh now.
That's first of all, I know you're in Funniest, and you're supposed to be within a 3 mile radius of Philly. You should have been disqualified.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
know you're living
yeah,
in Pittsburgh now. There's a
yeah.
Pittsburgh Funniest, isn't there?
Uh,
There's
yeah, I
not
know they do something. Yeah,
there's a Funniest in Buffalo and a couple different places.
yeah. Nice. Yeah. Um, yeah, the guy who won Funniest a few years ago, Jamie Wolf. He's from New York, actually.
Didn't he die?
No, no, he's
Oh, shit.
okay,
He's dead.
okay.
He's dead. By the way, if anybody sees me sweating on here, it's because I turned off the air conditioner and the fans so it wouldn't mess up the sound. It's not that I'm not nervous. I have no air conditioning on.
Yeah.
You can't
Yeah,
air
I can't.
condition on the podcast. You can't do it. You know?
No. Yeah, like here where I'm at in Pittsburgh, it's really hot today.
Yeah. It's the same here. Yeah.
Gotcha. So, all right. How about we jump right in? So Steve, if you had to pick a favorite movie, like a favorite movie of like all time, that like, or it could be a movie that you just really like right now.
I mean, you know, I could do like the smart college man answer, and I could give like 2001: A Space Odyssey, or I could give like the classical answer and say like The Sound of Music or Wizard of Oz or something like that. But I'm gonna have to go with Gummo by Harmony Korine, if you've ever seen or heard of that
Ooh,
movie.
have
Have
not
you
heard of
not?
that one. I have not heard of that
Well,
one.
it's an experimental film. It's an avant-garde film, and I choose it because it's so crazy and so creative that when I saw it as too young, probably 12 or something like that, I the first time I saw this movie, I rented it from Blockbuster, just an impulse rent. I watched it. I was like, this is the worst movie I've ever seen in my entire life. It didn't make any sense. It didn't follow any rules of film. I was like, and I told my brother, I'm like, you have to sit down and watch this with me. It's the worst movie you will ever see. And we both watched it. He's like, yeah, that was the worst movie of all time. And I showed it to my next door neighbors, like, you have to watch this. It's the worst movie I've ever seen. And he's like, yeah. And like after like the third time of watching it, it became the best movie I've ever seen in my life.
Cool.
In the way that it broke every rule of filmmaking. And as a 12-year-old, it was my first like introduction to what experimental film could be. In the same way, like a kid listening to Radiohead for the first time might be the first time they've listened to experimental music. It's like a gateway to like really weird, other weird films. Then you end up looking up online, like trying to find films that are like Gummo, and you find more and more weird shit. And like, I've watched a lot of really, really weird underground movies in my time. A lot of like just avant-garde stuff. And I could name drop a bunch of directors that no one listening to this will ever know. Kenneth Anger, Stan Brakhage, Gaspar Noé. Just there's a whole underground of like just transgressive, wild, hippie drug movies out there. And this movie Gummo, you have to see. You ever heard the movie Kids?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, I've heard of that one.
So for people who don't like this movie that came out called Kids, which came out in the early 90s, which was almost a documentary style film about teenagers in New York City doing drugs and having sex and committing crimes and being batshit crazy. And like it basically freaked the entire country out. It was very realistic and very crazy. And the writer of that film was an 18-year-old kid named Harmony Korine. And then he got the money to make his own film, and he made Gummo. And Gummo is a movie about a fictional town in Tennessee after a tornado, and everyone's completely crazy. They're all racist, rednecks, and they just like there's no plot. It's just kind of jumps around from character to character with people just doing crazy things, people just shaving off their eyebrows, people wrestling chairs, just I'm trying to just really, really, really wild. And I really like wild and crazy cinema. And you can see how I'm influenced by that in some of my comedy. Um,
Hmm.
what's the craziest film you can think of that you've
Oh,
seen?
um, uh, probably a Lubeski movie. Like I haven't seen The Lobster, but there was like the boys of and Shireen was pretty interesting. Apparently there was also a Demi Moore movie that came out like a year or so ago that I think you would probably really like. It's kind of campy and it's like really wild. I'm
I know what you're
gonna.
talking about, and I'm also kind of struggling to remember the name of the movie for you're thinking the Debbie Moore movie, where she's naked, right? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, I think so.
yeah, she's 70 and she's naked, and it's awesome. What the fuck was that movie called? Well, speaking of like the lobster, I know you mentioned that, and like that director, who's made a lot of really cool stuff. If you go further back to before he started making American films, he was making films in his own country. Those are really batshit crazy too.
Mm,
Um, there's a lot of really weird directors in different countries, and they get Americanized, and they come to America, then they shapen up and
mm,
they chill out a little bit.
duh.
What is that Debbie Moore movie?
Oh, yeah, I looked it up. It's called The Substance.
Yeah, I saw The Substance. Yeah, that movie was cool. That was a cool movie. You know, I'm just so happy. I don't know if you noticed this, but like they never show female nudity in films anymore in like Hollywood films. Like, if you think back to your childhood, you'd go rent a VHS tape and you'd see tits all day. And like somewhere in the last 10 years, in the political correct society that we live in now, they don't pressure young actresses to go nude in films anymore. And that's
No.
good for the actress. That's bad for us men. It's very sad. What we do get is a lot of like male nudity and a lot of man butt because men don't care. We'll show our ass on film all day, like we don't give a shit. So every movie I see these days has man butt in it and no tits. And I gotta be honest, man butt does nothing for me at all, you know. But it's all man butt, no tits, no pussy. Hollywood film has just gone down the hill. I mean, think about it. When's the last time you saw a good pair of tits on the big silver screen, besides the substance, which.
Let's see. There was another movie that was actually about prostitution. It's called um, uh, 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 Nora. I think it like won the Academy
Yeah.
Award for picture.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a Sean Baker film.
Yeah.
I don't I don't even I mean I like that film. I remember that. I don't remember I'm sure there was definitely tits in that film. But that wasn't a mainstream film, even after winning the Oscar. Like it still like didn't show in like tons of screens. It was still it was Hollywood indie, but it was still indie.
Yeah.
I want the next Batman or the next Spider-Man. I want to go see it and be sitting next
Oh,
to
okay.
my mom and my brother, and for there
Okay.
to be a big pair of tits on screen, for it to be really awkward, like that.
Okay.
That's what I want. I want to go see a movie with my brother, and for us both to have boners watching a big pair of tits on the screen. You know. because the screen adds 10 pounds to boobs, to each boob.
Oh,
Yeah,
all
which
right.
yeah, you know.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a big issue I had with movies these days. There's no more female nudity. It's a shame.
Yeah. I'm not sure if there's nudity in it, but there was a movie recently that Pamela Anderson made. I think it was oh let's see, I'm just kind of searching for the name.
She directed it?
No, I think she just starred in it. It was an independent drama called The Last Showgirl.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that. I haven't seen it, but she's from the old school. I mean, she's clearly from the old school. She showed her tits, so I assume that she shows some tits in there. But like those millennials just won't do it, I'll tell you.
No. Yeah, no. A lot of highly paid millennial actresses, like, they won't do it just on principle. Like, and um, just like you said, I think it is ultimately good for women because it's like it proves a movement and it proves that they're above nudity. So,
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely good for them. It's definitely bad for us. But I mean, like, yeah, if you can't think of any actress that's like 50 now that didn't do a nude scene when got started in the 80s. Like they don't exist. They all had to do one. And that sucks so bad. Like, that's so awful. Like I can't even think of any. Uh,
mm,
yeah.
yeah. Mm.
And they all did nude. Every single one.
Mm,
And there's a couple that nobody wanted to see naked, and maybe they didn't do nude scenes. But they probably still did. I don't know.
mm,
Yeah. Tits are cool.
mm.
I mean, to me, film is all about spectacle. It's all about spectacle. I want to see explosions and tits and blood. That's the kind of films I like. You know,
Mm.
that and Gone with the Wind and Sound of Music. But also tits and blood.
Nice. Yeah, I love sound and music. I am I'm reading Gone with the Wind, the book right now. So I'm reading the book, which is really good. I'd highly recommend it. It has really great descriptions and it's really beautiful writing. Have not seen the movie.
Oh, really?
No, I
It,
haven't seen Gone with the Wind. I haven't seen that yet.
yeah, I'm a big movie guy, and I also didn't see it until well into adulthood. During COVID, I played catch up and kind of watched all like the movies you're supposed to see, that I had
Mm,
missed. And I mean it's a good movie, but like I think it was a time and a place where it really hit. I don't think it's like the best movie ever or like timeless or anything like that. It's very 1939, right in the pocket.
okay.
And so
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, like when it came out, it was like the most popular movie, and adjusted for inflation, it has still made the most um uh United States wide, like so like nationwide it is still grossed the most money. Like adjust for inflation, it would have made like 4.5 billion dollars or something like that.
I didn't know that. Damn.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's good money
Um
for back then when they paid 10 cents to see a movie or whatever it was. Oh, God. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I should probably check it out at some point. Yeah, I usually don't go back and watch movies that are that old. Like I usually like stay in like the 40s or the 50s. Like I usually don't go back to like the 30s, but since Gone with the Wind is like the movie. Yeah, I should probably check it out.
I don't go past 1970. I stick with New Hollywood and past that because anything before 1970 is too nice and friendly, you know. It's yeah, I don't know, but I'll get weird sometimes. I'll watch a silent film or something like that, you know. I do you have the Criterion channel?
No.
You gotta get the Criterion channel. That's where you get the good stuff. I don't have it right now either. I kind of jump streaming services from time to time. That's where you get all the good old stuff. Is like Criterion.
Mm,
Like, invest in Criterion.
nice. Yeah.
Just get yourself a pack of cigarettes and sit down with the Criterion channel and just watch a bunch of French films. I love French films. All they do is smoke cigarettes and drink coffee and talk about communism. That's all they do. I love it.
Oh, uh, um, let's see. You might have seen it. There was a French movie that came out in like 2013, 2014 called Blue is the Warmest
Yeah.
Color. Did you see that one?
Yeah, it's a lesbian romance. It's a 3 hour long lesbian romance with a
Yup.
really hot lesbian scene, but probably the hottest lesbian sex scene I've seen outside of pornography, and maybe even including pornography. It's really well done lesbian sex scene, and I remember it being like really good. It's a really good movie. It's kind of like shows the whole life cycle of a love between two women, and one of them cheats on the other, and she's just kind of cut off forever, and there's no closure at all. Kind of, it's just that kind of like when you commit a sin that you can never come back from, and
Mm.
it's a really good one. I just saw a lesbian film this
Mm.
past weekend actually.
Okay.
Uh, teenage teenage sex and death at Camp Rocky or something like that. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
Haven't seen that one.
Have you heard of like I Saw the TV Glow?
No.
Oh, well, basically, there's this kind of new trans director that's on the scene right now that's
Oh,
kind of
okay.
making like trans themed movies. And I drove to Philly to go see, and I live in South Jersey. I live an hour away from Philly. So it's a big deal for me to get in my car and pay a bridge toll and pay for parking and go see a film at an indie theater in Philadelphia and go see a movie and sit in a theater with just me and lesbians, and that's it. As just like this straight white man. I'm the only straight white man seeing this movie, and it was like a slasher nostalgia theme, but really the subtext is all lesbian relationship. I just watched a 2 hour long, really boring lesbian drama with a love scene between like a 70-year-old woman and a 30-year-old woman, basically. But there's the whole gay and lesbian, they're their own like little subgenres of film, gay and lesbian romance films. And I've seen more than most straight men have ever seen, really. And there's some really good ones out there for sure. But the one I saw this weekend sucked. But yeah, the
Okay.
Blues for Miss Color, that's a beautiful film. Beautiful.
Absolutely.
Only thing that
Gorgeously
could have made it
made.
better would be a man in there with a big dick just taking charge.
Uh, oh man. Yeah. Yeah, like that's um
The French don't care. All they do is they show full frontal nudity all the time, and they're super pessimistic, and they just believe in nothing, complete existentialist, and just you just like they're just wild. Everybody hates the French, but I love the French. You know,
mm,
they don't have any Coca-Cola cans in the background in their movies. I hate American films. I hate them. I hate them. The only thing I like about American films is that the fact that they speak English. I like that. It's a beautiful language. Uh,
mm. Yeah. I do agree that I feel like American films can be like too sanitized and like too saccharine and like too heavy-handed, like they have to hit certain notes and they always hit certain notes and things like that.
they they simplify people, like if there's a racist character in an American film, they let you know right away that that person's a bad guy and everything that they do in the rest of the movie is bad. And it's just like people are complicated and there can be somebody that's extremely likable and charming, but they're also abusive or racist or like people are like more complicated than that and stop kind of doing characters in black and white in that kind of way, or showing characters just as victims or just as perpetrators when people are kind of all those things a lot of the times.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I feel like with people there's a lot of gray and it's more than just black and white, and that if a character is like stereotyped, all their screen time is them portrayed as one way, and that can get old.
Yeah. I feel like most American films are kid films. Even if they're rated R films, they still play to me like kid films. I'm a big horror fan, and that was without a doubt a genre of kid films. I feel like I see a lot of movies as like just for 8-year olds. They're just very simplistic in both the plot and the characters. You know,
Mm. Yeah, horror movies are usually really simple. Like
yeah,
usually very straightforward. Like I think they're meant to like I don't know, just like go in and like kind of like or turn off your brain and kind of like half pay attention.
yeah. That's the problem with American with just films right now. Is like, I mean, have you heard the term like second screen film or second screen TV show?
No, I haven't heard of that.
That's a term they use, and I say Hollywood, but they use it in movie making now, which is when they make a film or a TV show with the notion, the idea that you're going to be playing on your cell phone on your couch the whole time. So they'll have a character re-explain the plot, 10 times throughout the movie. So if you're looking at your phone, you can glance up and kind of catch up in a way. And that's a very like conscious like decision that they've started making in movies now, which sucks
Mm.
if you're actively watching a movie, but they assume that you're not actively watching, and they're probably right. I can't even count the amount of like films I've seen in the last 10 years that I saw, but I kind of didn't see because at some point in time I started playing it myself with my cell phone and kind of missed a bunch of it. Yeah, this still happens all the time to everybody, I feel like, you know.
Yeah.
And then there's movies that I watched actively and I don't remember a thing about it. Like I saw the new Spider-Man. Was it
Yeah.
good? I don't remember. It's been 2 weeks. I can't remember a damn thing about that movie.
Mm.
Anything. What was the plot? What happened?
Um, yeah, I saw the middle. Like I came in late. Well,
Okay.
I like came into the theater like 45 minutes late, and they were he was figuring out, let's see, he meets Mary Jane and he's talking to Mary Jane, and then Jean Grey has taken over Mary Jane's mind, and then he meets up with yeah, the Punisher and Spider-Man, the Punisher, they kind of hang out and have a bromance, kind of.
See, I don't even remember any of that to be honest. I mean, I vaguely remember it, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a fan of those kind of movies. I just I like feel bad French movies with full frontal nudity. That's why I like David Lynch movies where I don't know what the fuck is going on in the best way possible.
Mm, yeah. Let's see. I saw Blue Velvet. I still haven't seen all of uh, Mulholland Drive. I've seen like scenes from Mulholland Drive, and didn't really know what was going on, and I heard that Eraserhead is really good too. I heard good things about Eraserhead.
Nobody really knows what's going on in Mulholland Drive because it's supposed to be like a dream. And just like when you dream, like nothing makes sense. You don't remember half of it when you wake up. Like a person in your dream might mutate into a different person with no explanation. It kind of tries to follow that kind of surreal, dreamlike atmosphere. So
Mm.
that's a movie that you really like can't explain very well. I like that. I find that interesting. You know, yeah, you should see Eraserhead. You know,
Yeah, I should see that. Yeah.
do a whole David Lynch marathon.
Yeah,
Change your life.
I keep hearing a lot of good things about Mulholland Drive. Like, I'll frequently see Mulholland Drive like listed like at the top of like or movie lists for all time and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's an experience, and like it's the opposite of a movie where you turn your brain off. Like it takes work to like watch it, for sure. But like, I mean, it's a great film, and yeah, I mean, I don't really care about plot that much in movies because like life doesn't really have a plot. I mean, sometimes life has a plot, but a lot of times it's just you kind of just hanging out.
Yeah,
Like I kind of like that. Mm, yeah, but yeah, see Gummo. It's
sure.
really really weird just for the sake of being weird and
Mm.
offensive, very offensive. You know.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out for sure. All right. Yeah, I'll have to see Gummo. Yeah, I've seen a lot of Mulholland Drive. I've probably seen like half of it, but for whatever reason, I kind of gave up on it and then just kind of like stopped watching it. But I should try it again.
Just put it back on wherever you stop because it's just like going in and out of a dream. It doesn't really matter where you start the film or where you end the film. It doesn't
Mm,
really matter. You could watch the last half an hour and then watch like the rest of the film from the beginning. It's just like it's like a puzzle in a way, you know.
mm. Yeah, that's really cool. I do kind of feel like that's the type of movie that if you judge it by scene, that's usually the way to go.
Yeah, and people don't do that so much anymore. Like people don't look at film that way. Like when you buy a CD, back when people bought CDs, you would be like, "Well, I like this track, but I don't like this track or whatever." And when DVDs came out, like you could kind of look at it the same way because they would have the scene selection screen. You could really just like fall in love with a scene and damn the rest of the movie, throw the rest of the movie away. Just watch that scene like you would a short film, like and just appreciate that 5 minute scene. Like I have movies that like I'll never forget and the movie sucked, but there was one scene or maybe 10 minutes of it that really stands out. Or there's movies where like the whole movie, nothing really happens, but it builds up to an ending that's like amazing. Like,
Mm.
yeah. Um, so yeah, um, I don't know.
Yeah, I did not get a chance to see the Barbie movie, but
Oh my
a friend of
God.
mine saw Barbie, and he said the last 10 minutes of Barbie was really good.
I don't remember the last time. I mean, I saw that in theaters and I enjoyed it while I was watching it. I don't really remember how it ends necessarily, but yeah, sometimes endings can make a film. Except for the fact that almost the ending to almost every movie of all ever sucks. Every movie has a terrible ending because the ending of every movie is just a black screen with names rolling down it for 5 minutes. I hate credits. Why do we still have credits in films? Why do we bother? You
Uh-huh.
know, why do we bother with credits? Like, who wants to watch them? Because they go on forever, and it'll just be like the fifth grip and the assistant to the assistant to the assistant cameraman and stuff like that. Like, who cares, you know? Just in the
Yeah.
movie. They didn't really have credits in movies back in the 30s. They just ended, you know?
Yeah,
Why do we have to give them credit? They got paid, you know?
yeah.
Why do we have to? It's not like, your name being at the end of a credit sequence like is gonna mean anything. It's who cares?
Hmm.
I don't get it, you know. And now all these comic book movies, they make you stay and watch the credits so you get a scene at the end, you
Huh.
know? Like,
Yeah.
what kind of psycho reads the credits, you know? What kind
Uh-huh.
of if you go in the theater and you see a guy sitting there at the end actively reading the credits line for line, get out. That guy's gonna kill everybody. Get that guy's a nutcase. Get out of there, you know. My God.
Um,
So weird. Weird.
yeah, like I hate that superhero movies do that. Like I hate that they like force everyone to watch the credits just because they have a scene at the end of the movie. Like, and like the scene at the end of Spider-Man was like super lackluster. Like it was just like to give you additional information about like the next movie. Like that's it.
Yeah, I don't even think I think I walked out before it started 'cause I knew I wouldn't care. But I mean, like, that's supposed to be the credits is when the people who work there can go in a little early and finish the whole job of sweeping up the popcorn on the floor and stuff like that. That time's for them, you know. And now people stay for the credits. They have to rush in after the credits end and try and get the job done in 15 minutes for the next movie time starts, you know.
Oh yeah.
Um, it's disrespectful to the theaters. It's disrespectful to the audience. I say end credits. I say boycott films. And we have IMDb now, so we don't
It's
need
true.
credits at the end of the film. We can
I
look it
know.
up. You know,
Absolutely.
it's an old archaic Hollywood trend that needs to die. You know,
Like, yeah, it's the type of thing that if you really want to know the credits, you go to IMDb and you look up the credits, and then they have it all. Like, they have like camera operator, key grip, the special assistant. Like, you can find everything.
and streaming services know this. That's why they give you the option. Like, you want to skip this shit and go to the next episode, and you're like, yeah, let's skip it. You know, but with old movies, they still let it play, like, well, we have some musical score you might want to listen to. It's like, no, I don't want to listen to your instrumental nonsense with your names rolling down the screen. Just get it out of here. Just get or anything, just put it all at the beginning of the movie. That way people have more time to get in before the movie actually starts, if they're coming
Hmm.
late, Like you wouldn't have gotten into Spider-Man late if they started the credits first, You would have gotten there on time.
Yeah.
Why'd you even go? You were 45 minutes late. You should have just picked a different movie. They show Spider-Man like every half an hour in like Regal Cinema. You could have just went to the next showing
Um, yeah, I had like purchased my tickets ahead
online.
of time and yeah, and stuff like that. And
I think
like
it
the
was
theater I
good.
went to, like they don't like when you switch like day of. Like they like if you purchase like your tickets like at least a day in advance or something like that. So there's a lot of rules about that. And then you can only use like the kiosk to do tickets like day of. You have to, yes, there's a lot of
Where'd
procedure.
Where'd you go? What theater did you go to?
Oh, let's see. So, yeah, I live in Pittsburgh now. So I went
Yeah.
to the AMC Waterfront.
Oh, AMC is the McDonald's of movie theaters. Just tell them whatever.
Okay.
I'm going to a different theater. What are you gonna do about it? Like you're a 16-year-old employee. Like get out of my way. You know. Whatever. Did you see an IMAX?
Um, I'm not sure if it was IMAX. I saw it in enhanced sound. I think it was in Dolby.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's a ripoff too. It's just like advanced sound. Why isn't it advanced in every single theater? What are you guys doing? Like, how come you have some theaters that are little shoe boxes and other ones that like just make them all the highest standard possible?
Oh
I
yeah.
I hate movie theaters.
Oh
I
yeah. Okay.
every single time. I piss on the floor. I throw my popcorn on the ground. I do everything I can without destroying it. Yeah. Ugh.
Oh man. So let's see. Um, so for favorite movie, you picked uh Gummo for favorite
Yeah,
movie.
yeah.
Do you have a favorite TV show?
Um, I would say like in the desert island type of way, I would say Game of Thrones. And the reason why
Ooh.
I pick it is not just because it's a great TV show, but it's still I still get confused whenever I see it because it's so complicated with like all the families and like how many characters are in it. So I could probably rewatch it like 10 times and still not have things right and still have questions. So I think it has a lot of rewatch value to it, you know.
Mm.
Have you seen Game of Thrones?
Yep. I've seen the whole series.
Yeah.
I
Tits, blood, everything you want, you know.
A lot of cool stuff, a lot of fun stuff that they can't really show on TV. So,
Yeah, HBO is the way to go.
um, I've seen a little bit of the spin-off, House of the Dragon. I've seen a little bit of that one, which I think is a prequel.
Yeah, yeah, it's good. It's okay. But yeah, yeah, I do Game of Thrones, but cut out the last season or two completely where they fuck everything up, you know.
Mm.
And that's a show where like I have to use subtitles when I watch it. I'm not very good with accents really. Anytime a character has an accent on something, I have to put the subtitles on. Um,
Mm.
so I watch it with subtitles. But yeah, you know, like I don't know what's going on in that show. There's too many characters. There's too many characters, man. Yeah, I could watch it forever and still be confused.
Yeah.
I have the books just sitting on my bookshelf. I don't know if you do this. I do this. Like I buy too many books, and I go out buy more books, stack them on top of my old books, and then it just gets higher and higher and higher. And they're at the bottom of my book collection, and I don't know when to get to them, but I'm almost scared to because I know I'll be so confused, and there's going to be so many characters in every book to try and
Oh,
follow, you know. And I'm
uh,
bad. I'm really really bad with names. That's the other thing, you know.
okay.
Yeah, I'm bad with comedians' names, and I do comedy, you know. So forget about when it comes to football players or like I'm not gonna remember like the name of a bunch of fictional characters in the village in the TV show, you know. I'm not gonna remember 100 names for characters, you know. So I never remember these characters' names at all.
Mm. Yeah, like the thing that's cool about the books is each book is kind of written, each like chapter is written from a different character's point of view.
Hmm.
So you can like read a book, you can like read a chapter as Ned or as like Catherine or from like a different character's like perspective. Which it makes it like more episodic and it like lends itself more to like a TV show.
Yeah, I can see that. It would be interesting to like do a cut of the book or the movie where you just take one character and just read or watch their chapters from beginning to end, you know, and then move on to
Yeah.
a different character or something like that, you know. But yeah, I mean, they look like good books. So I need to get around to them sometimes. I read a lot, and I've been reading a lot lately. But
Nice, nice. That's oh, great, Steve. Like, for example, what would be a book that you've been reading recently?
I just finished two books in the last 2 days. I finished The Road by Cormac McCarthy, which is like a Pulitzer Prize winning book. It's about he's a really, really, really good writer, and it's about like apocalyptic time with like a father and son walking from the East Coast to the West Coast on foot. Just most people are dead. There's been maybe nukes dropped or something. Everything's destroyed. There's no food, and it's just them trying to survive. And I read it like in two sittings, like really, really quickly, like in a day and a half. And in a way, it's like The Walking Dead kind of ripped off this book just the whole Rick and Carl type of plot line of them traveling on the road. Like it's kind of ripped off of this book and a lot. Just minus the zombies and the horror aspect of it. It's basically that story basically. And then I read God, what's it called? Clash of the Sirens by Kurt Vonnegut, who
Oh,
he wrote Spire House 5. That's what it's called.
yeah.
Which is like a really it was a really cool like sci-fi book about like uh characters going to Mars and coming back, and I don't know how to describe it, but I read a lot of books, a lot. And I'll just pick a writer and I'll just read everything that he's ever written, and then I'll pick another writer, basically.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's
So like I've
great.
read every single Bukowski book, I've read every single Jack Kerouac book, every single Burroughs book, Trace Nellis. I just go from writer to writer and just read everything.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I feel like with Kurt Vonnegut especially, like it probably can get pretty interesting. Let's see. Someone recently told me, let's see, to deep dive, Isaac as Asimov's books.
I don't know if I read anything by him.
Okay.
What's he written?
Um, he's written a lot of stuff, and he's mainly a sci-fi guy. One of his like big ones was he did
The Project
he,
Hail Mary? Is that guy?
no, it's a different guy. It was Isaac Asimov. He did I Robot.
Okay. Yeah, I've never seen that movie, so yeah, it's tough when somebody tries to recommend a book to you, or especially when they try to like give you a book to read, because it's like it's asking a lot. Like to recommend a movie, it's like, okay, I can give up 2 hours for your film recommendation. But when someone recommends a book, it's like you want me to donate 20, maybe 30 hours of my time to this book that you're recommending that you like. That's a lot of time to for a recommendation. I have to really trust somebody a lot to take that recommendation to heart. Otherwise, I just read exactly what I want to read. Because when you read what you want to read, what you're excited to read, you will finish it so much quicker. When you read something you're not into, it ends up taking a month, or it becomes a chore and not something fun.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think that if you do read a book, like you should read a book for the right reasons. Like you should read it because like you want to, because you'll have fun with it, because you enjoy the writing, you enjoy the author. I get that like a lot of people have to read certain books for like work or school or stuff like that. So, yeah.
I mean, I've read books just because I know they're a classic and I should read them, and I kind of like crossing things off of my imaginary list in my head. So I've read books not for pleasure, but like as a self-made assignment, and that can be pretty tough to do. And I'll choose really difficult books like Finnegan's Wake or Gravity's Rainbow. These books,
Ooh,
these
nice. I've
books
heard of
that are
that
like
one. Yeah.
insanely like supposed to be insanely challenging. They are insanely challenging, and like ridiculous. Um, yeah.
Nice. Um, let's see. So I know for a TV show you picked Game of Thrones, but I feel like there was another show you were thinking about too.
Well, I mean, for I kind of, I kind of see everything in like comedy or drama in one way or the other.
Hmm.
Like so it almost would be perfect to like pick like a favorite comedy movie, a favorite drama movie, a favorite comedy TV show, because it kind of like it's those are the kind of the two main aspects really. So like it would be nice to just if you're on a desert island to pick that like hangout comedy show Which for me, I guess would probably just be like How I Met Your Mother, The Office, just, came out right when I hit my 20s, just like Friends came, or, Seinfeld came out for other people when they hit that age. Those are kind of the two shows that were on when I was kind of like becoming of age, that are just like hangout fun shows, just dumb sitcom type comedies. So I'd probably say How I Met Your Mother, and that may make me look like a dumbass to some people, you know?
Yeah, I feel like How I Met Your Mother is like a really smart show. It's very intelligent. I really like the way the
Yeah.
characters are written. It has a very interesting concept and arc that you don't know who the mother is for like a good portion of the show. So, like,
Yeah, and then when you find out the mother is, you're just like, oh, that sucks. She's lame, That's what a bummer. Why couldn't it be Robin?
yeah, yeah.
Why couldn't it be Robin? Just give us the fairy tale ending for once, Hollywood. Come on. They won't give us that anymore, ever. They won't let Peter Parker just, kiss the redhead girl. They just won't let, like, the good guys win. It's just they just, come on, people. He should have been with Robin, and Joey should have been with Dawson on Dawson's Creek.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Fuck Pacey. But Dawson's Creek, I'd go with Dawson's Creek. Just teenagers just delivering dialogue of a 35-year-old man. I like that.
Oh yeah.
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 I know Gilmore Girls is a really good show.
Oh, I love Gilmore Girls. Oh, I love
It's just
that.
like unrealistic witty dialogue that's just completely ridiculous and unrealistic. But I
Mm.
like that about it a lot.
Yeah, like the people who wrote Gilmore Girls, really clever writers. I think they'd done a lot of New York theater. I'm not sure if they'd done Broadway, but they were very like movie and theater people. So they really like got it.
It was like a mom and a dad. I mean, a mom and a daughter that like they had the personalities of like New Yorkers that were just transplanted in like a small town in like Vermont or something like that. They,
Yeah.
they, they were like out of place in that way. Yeah, it's a good show.
Yeah. Absolute. Yeah, like I love the pacing of it. I love that there's so much dialogue. I love that there's like so much information. Like it just like hits you with like reference, 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 joke, joke, joke. Like I think it was really kind of well done and like just well put together in that way. I feel like there aren't a lot of shows that do that. So,
Yeah, I'm gonna change my vote to that show. The only change I would make with that show is what's the daughter's character's name? Um,
uh,
Lorelai?
uh, Lorelai's the mother. The
Okay.
daughter's name is Rory.
Yeah, and I can't because of my speech impediment. I can't say my R, so I cannot say her name to save the life of me. But Rory, or however you say her name,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
did I say it right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Rory,
Yeah, yeah.
Rory. Um, I think that she should have gotten pregnant at the end of season one, just to
Oh.
continue the cycle of teenage moms, the way her mom had her when she was too young. Like she should have gotten knocked up like in season one. That's how I feel anyway. You know.
Hmm. Um, I think that would have been like too perfect. And I think for like Rory, I think they wanted to make her like the good girl. Like, it was like a big deal when she finally had sex in like season four or something. That was like a big deal. So,
I mean, the real plot of that show is just them trying to keep her from getting knocked up the entire show. It's really kind of the overall umbrella plot of Gilmore Girls is like you're not going to fuck up your life like me, wearing,
yeah.
use birth control, whatever. I feel like that's really the underlining thing of the show. Um, so had it not done well and had it got canceled after like season two, that would have been a great way to have ended the show early, was just to have her get knocked up and ruin her life, not go to college, you know. Anyway, I'm bad, terrible.
No, no, I feel like um if it's like Gilmore Girls, like the alternative, or like obviously the porno
Ooh,
uh, would be
that would be.
Gil Whore Girls.
Hmm. Yeah, a threesome with the mom and the daughter and the grandmom would
Yeah,
be
yeah. Oh,
pretty hot,
absolutely.
you know? Yeah.
Yeah, grandma,
Wow.
yeah.
I'll have to make that happen.
Let's see. Um, Great. So for favorite shows, we had Game of Thrones and Gilmore Girls and How I Met Your Mother, but Steve and I agreed that Ted and Robin should have gotten together in how I Met Your Mother.
Yeah. Just make the fans happy for once. Give us a break, you know?
Just- Okay. So Steve, do you have a favorite song?
You froze for a second, or maybe I froze. I don't know, but I think it's good
Okay.
now.
So do you have a song that you really like?
Uh, that's a tough one because there's so many songs. My dad passed away in 2019.
Oh, okay. I'm
And
sorry to
I
hear that.
really feel connected to like his music that he would play for me when I was a little kid. So his favorite song was always "Take It Easy" by the Eagles. Uh, I think just because it has a really nice kind of laid back, optimistic kind of message. So I
Hmm.
always say that my favorite song is "Take It Easy" by the Eagles. And I'm not like some huge fan of the Eagles or anything like that, but it is a really nice song.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I feel like Take It Easy is a song I could just like have on and just like really enjoy it. I feel Take It Easy is a good anthem. I really feel like the Eagles do a good job with anthems. Like people love Hotel California. That song's so popular.
Yeah, and it's a great song, you know. I'll say this, like they were a singles band, and if you ever sit down and spin one of their records the whole way through, they have a lot of duds, a lot of filler tracks and stuff like that. But like the hits are the hits. There's no denying the hits. And like they're kind of like frowned upon by a lot of classic rock bands as being very overproduced and very corporate and stuff like that, you know. But I like that about them, you know. I mean, like it's more forgivable 50 years later, you know. I like the overproduced sound, you know. Um,
Nice. I know that comedian Steve Martin said, I think it was like Don Henley or someone from the Eagles told him it's not the Eagles, it's just Eagles.
oh man, I've been messing that up for years now. Because the Eagles is a football team,
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah.
So yeah, just Eagles, man. I apologize to Don Henley. Rest in peace. You know. Yeah, I mean, like, there's certain songs that my dad would play for me on the record player when I was a little kid that he knew I liked. You know. So he'd play them over and over and over for me, and I would be like three, just dancing in the basement with him. You know.
Yeah, yeah, it's cool.
And some of those songs are like Chicago's "Make Me Smile,"
Ooh.
Cat Stevens' "Moonshadow," Simon and Garfunkel, Mrs. Robinson. A lot of like folk pop rock of like the late
Yeah.
60s and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The Young Rascals, Good Lovin',
Oh, I love that song.
uh,
Love that
great
song.
song. Crocodile Rock by Elton John.
That's a good one.
Yeah, like a lot like songs that like a 5-year-old would really not, not like slow ballads like Desperado or something like that, but like Witchy Woman. I remember like hearing Witchy Woman all the time when I was like, a little kid like that. And like I didn't know that like it was about a woman who was a junkie. I just thought it was about like a spooky witch, and I thought it was a fun
Mm.
Halloween song. Like yeah, so just there's like I would make like almost like an album out of a couple of these like old dad rock songs.
Mm. Yeah, man. Yeah, like growing up, there was definitely, for me, there was a, a lot of the Beatles. It was a lot of Beatles. Some Chicago. Let's see. My mom liked Boston. So,
Nice.
yeah, she was a Boston fan. I think my dad was more Chicago, more like Foreigner and you and those type of bands and like the Cars and the guess who like I want to say that yeah like I think I want to say that my dad liked the Guess Who more than the Who.
Wild. It sounds like your parents were maybe 10 years younger than my parents. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like my parents were born like in 1950, and it sounds like yours were born in like 1960. Am I right about that?
Um, let's see, my dad just turned 69. They were both born in 1957.
Okay, yeah. Even like 6 or 7 years makes that much of a difference because my parents were totally tuned out by the time like Boston became popular. And I always
Okay.
make this comparison. So I was born in 1986, and in a way, like my parents both born in 1950. They were like 7, 8 when Elvis was huge. When the Beatles came out with "I Want to Hold Your Hand," they were like 12. By the time the grew their hair out and were taking LSD, they were like 18, 19 years old. And they kind of got to like grow up with the evolution of rock and roll. In the same way, my generation grew up with the evolution of video games. Like when I was 5, we had Nintendo graphics. I'm 8, Sega comes out. I'm 12. We have PlayStation 3D graphics, and we kind of watched the evolution of video games the same way they did like music, which I always thought was kind of interesting.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. My dad said they used to go to arcades and play and
Pong.
and 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 probably go play Pac-Man and like stuff like that. Like, yeah, I don't think he had an Atari.
Yeah, yeah, that was yeah, before our time, really. But yeah, I mean, like the music question was the hardest one. Like,
Okay.
there's so many songs, and like music has that great thing of like making you embarrassed of what you listened to 20 years ago that you were so personally in love with. Like I don't know what you listened to when you were 13 years old, but I mean, for me it was like stuff I don't listen to now.
Oh my God.
Like like you know, like I think I was like a huge Michael Jackson fan when I was like 7 years old, and then
Oh,
like the
nice. That's great. Awesome.
yeah, then like the allegations came out, you
Oh
know.
yeah.
Well, especially like I don't know how old you are, but like I'm an old man, so back in the 90s, there's nothing worse than someone calling you gay. That was the worst insult of
You're
all time.
right. That
So
was.
I remember being in like second grade and like buying a Spice Girls cassette tape and being really happy about it until like I brought it to school one day and some other boy called me gay and then I never listened to Spice Girls ever again, you know, like or like same with like Michael Jackson, you know, like stuff like that. So next thing you know, you're 11 or 12, you're listening to Disturbed or Papa Roach or Slipknot because no one can call you gay if you're listening to Limp Bizkit. You know, like that's kind of the trajectory of like what it was to be like a boy in the 90s listening to music.
Yeah. Like yeah, think about that sometimes because like we were growing up during like the rise of the boy band. Like Backstreet Boys and NSYNC were both really popular, and but they were popular among a certain audience, particularly teenage girls. Like those were the ones who would like go to the concerts and stuff like that. Like if you were like a 10-year-old boy and you liked NSYNC, like you wouldn't tell someone, "Oh, I love NSYNC." They'd be like, "That's kind of gay," or I kind of feel like that's kind of girly, you know?
Yeah, and back then that would be like calling someone a space cadet or an alien. It would be really wild to see a boy unapologetically listening to NSYNC and being vocal about it was like it was probably the most rebellious thing you could do as a middle schooler at that time. It was too rebellious for me, I can tell you that much. And MTV kind of like controlled both sides because they would play Britney Spears number one on TRL, you know, and then like they knew that the boys hated it, so then they would play Eminem and Marilyn Manson on the opposite side for the boys. But it'd always keep them like number five on the charts, not number one. So we were always struggling to like take down the juggernaut like boy bands and stuff like that. It was an
No.
interesting time to be a kid in a way, you know.
Oh yeah.
They don't really have that now. Like there was really tribalism in music back then. And now like if you were a punk rocker, you were a punk rocker. You listened to punk rock. You didn't listen to metal or pop, you know. And now with like Spotify, like everybody listens to everything. You know,
It's
like that's
true.
gone away. You listen to a country song, the next song that comes up in your playlist is a ska song. Like and then kids don't even really care about like what's new or what's old anymore. They'll listen to a Barbara Streisand song and then like you know a um, Drake song. Like people just don't care about that kind of thing in music, that kind of tribalism. It's just gone now, and it's
Yeah.
good and it's bad in the same way. You know,
Mm. Yeah, like I think it's great that we have so much access to music, that like music is so available that we can just go on Spotify and it's like you want to hear the Eagles, you want to hear Slim Shady, you can. So it's pretty cool.
I'm still like an album person, so I'll
Okay.
say like every night before I go to bed, I'll listen to an album on Spotify, and I listened to the whole album from start to finish, just like you could. I missed that about the '90s, and just the fact that like you're a kid, you're 12, you have some lawnmower money, and you went and you bought an album, and then that was it. You know, you spent your whole month allowance, and you have that album, so you better pick wisely, and you're gonna know every single song off that album. You know, and I still try to do that. Like I try not to jump around too much until like a new album comes out. Like really play it over and over again, and really know all the songs. So that's kind of gone now in a way. You
Mm.
know, a new album comes out by a band and people listen to it one time and they move on to the next thing. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally feel that way. Like I feel like every now and then I'll take a look at like the Hot 100 charts, like just to see what's popular, and I'll like look at the artists and then I'll look at like the songs that are like trending on Spotify and that have like a lot of listens and stuff like that. And I'll usually give them a listen and then I'll get a good like feel for the artist. I'd say country and hip hop is still really popular right now. Like on the Hot 100, you'll see a lot of Kendrick Lamar, you'll see a lot of Morgan Wallen. More so Kendrick Lamar like a year or two ago. I don't think he's on the Hot 100 anymore. Morgan Wallen definitely is, and there's some new country artists that are coming up now, and I think there's a rap artist named Future that's really popular. He has a lot of songs on the Hot 100.
Yeah, rock and roll is dead, I'll tell you. You know, that's just completely out of the mix now.
Yeah.
Almost because it's been cut in so many different subgenres that like rock fans, if they're not listening to classic stuff, they're just so all over the place, you know, like there's no rock and roll had this thing in the last 20 years where like if a band becomes too popular, they're uncool and they're kind of exiled and the rock and roll fans move on to the next kind of thing, you know, which is kind of a shame, you know. I don't know, man. I just listen to a bunch of old Grateful Dead and Fish and stuff like that. I don't like like a popular somebody will name drop like a popular artist or a popular song, and I'll be like, I've never heard of it, and they don't believe me. They think I'm just trolling and just being like a jackass. And it's like, no, like I don't listen to the stations. I don't know how I would even know what a new Drake song sounds like, you know, unless it comes on in the
Yeah.
supermarket or something like that. I don't listen to it, you know.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah. People have been telling me recently that I should probably try to check out the Grateful Dead more.
I mean, I have a tattoo. You know,
Oh, okay.
I'm deep into
Ooh.
it. So that's a
Ooh,
that's
okay.
a whole other podcast. All I can tell you is that I can make you a playlist and I would do what Deadheads are dumb. They're stupid people. And they will if they get really excited and they make someone a playlist, they'll put like a 17-minute version of a song on there, and that's not what you want. I make you a nice, gentle, greatest hits type of playlist that wouldn't be overbearing. You know, that's what people need as a beginner thing. You know, not the 25-minute song. You know, um,
Yeah, I
but
got you.
yeah, they definitely they have a lot. They're very like they're underrated in the way that people don't realize how many just great rock and roll classic songs they have. I'd
Mm.
put them up there with the Stones as far as like great songwriting goes. Like they got some really great songs, and lyrically they've got some really amazing lyrics.
Okay. Yeah, like they're a band that I feel like I like the more I listen to them, but I feel like they're kind of a band you have to get into.
There's a couple of bands I've gotten into, like the Grateful Dead or Fish or especially Frank Zappa, where like there's so much music that like it's like really it's hard to like start, and it's almost like taking like an algebra 101 class. Like you kind of have to
Mm.
like go in slowly and like maybe find like five songs you like and listen to them over and over again and just
Mm.
slowly add to that, you know. So it's almost overbearing how big everything is and how much they have out there, you know.
Mm.
So many songs, it's ridiculous. So just go out and just get a greatest hits playlist or a greatest hits CD.
Yeah, I'll
That's the way to
check
do
that
it.
out for sure. Uh, yeah, a person that I see at work, a coworker of mine, he lo loves Grateful Dead, loves them.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, one thing I'll say is that people have this idea that like every song is 30 minutes long or something like that. And like there's a certain era of that kind of thing. Like back when they came out in like 68, everybody was on psychedelics, like sure, but like yeah, that's not like all of what they were. Like they have plenty of shorter songs, and it's not all super jammy, you know. Um,
Yeah, I
yeah,
got you.
I'll make
Yeah.
you a playlist.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. It sounds good. I'll look forward to checking out and listening to it. Like for me, uh, I think it's the one Grateful Dead song I know. I think is like Touch of Grey or something like that.
Yeah, that's like got a very 80s sound. Like that song is unapologetically catchy and it's a great song. It's a song that doesn't really transfer very well live. But I mean that's a great song, you know. It's definitely a great song. They have like 50 other songs that are just as good, I feel like, with the studio versions that people just don't know about, you
Mm.
know. But yeah, great song, great music video, you know. But it'll ruin your life if you get into the Grateful Dead.
No,
It'll be
okay.
all you listen to.
Okay.
You end up on mushrooms and some weird woods listening to a cover band of 60-year-olds. Like, you know, it's a dark, dark route to go down, you know.
Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, so let's see. I'll probably end up listening to a Grateful Dead album probably tonight. I'll I'll probably check out I'll probably check out American Beauty.
Yeah, I'd say listen to Working Man's Dead, the album that came out before American Beauty. Um, check
Cool.
that one out. American Beauty, I get that. Like it has all the hits. Like it's like that greatest hits album, you know, like some classic rock bands have an album that's like almost their greatest hits album, you know, like it has so many great songs on it, but like it doesn't have the best like track placement, the best flow, the best atmosphere. Like the songs on that album work better alone than back to back in a way. Where Working Man's Dead's an album that like really has its own atmosphere to it,
Mm.
and the tracks flow better into each other.
Nice. I'll check it out for sure. Yeah, nice. So yeah. I'll give that a listen.
Next time we do this, you'll be wearing a tie-dye t-shirt. You're
Yeah,
gonna have
right?
long hair. I'll be like,
Yeah.
what happened? Like I listened to the album you told me to listen to.
Oh man, yeah. Yeah, like I think I can see the appeal for sure. I used to yeah, I had a job at a movie theater, the Regal Cinemas in King of Prussia, which is like outside of Philly, and we had like a Grateful Dead night where we showed a Grateful Dead concert live, and there were a lot of people that came out to see that.
Yeah, they do that around every August, around the time that Jerry passed away. They just did it last Monday, and I went to it out
Oh, nice.
in Mays Landing, around where I'm from. So yeah, they do it every single year. They do that basically, and every single year they don't turn the music up loud enough. I have to walk out and find some pimply teenage employee and tell them to go turn the music up, and they do, and it happens every single year. Mostly because it's old footage and old audio, so it's not as loud as newer films and newer audio for films. So they never have it up loud enough. They never think about that. So I always have to go course correct it. But yep, that's yeah, night out at the movies. They do that every single year. Yeah.
Nice. So I'll have to go at some point.
Yeah, yeah, you have a long way to go, Grasshopper, to sit through a 3 hour long Grateful Dead live concert. You need to listen to a lot more Grateful Dead. I wouldn't take that on too quickly.
Yeah, I got you. Let's see. So we're getting ready to wrap up. Just to recap, Steve's favorite movie is Gummo is his favorite movie. He also really likes David Lynch movies, and he likes a lot of foreign films. Like he likes a lot of French films. Um, for TV shows, Game of Thrones, Gilmore Girls, and How I Met Your Mother. And for songs, Take It Easy by the Eagles and the Grateful Dead.
Yeah, and if you ever do watch Gummo, you will probably never talk to me ever again. You'd be like, this guy is a psycho because that movie is nuts. But yeah, check all that stuff out. Anybody out there watching this, put on your favorite Eagles song and chill out. Take it easy.
Yeah, absolutely. If you guys have a favorite Eagles or Grateful Dead song, please drop a comment below of that favorite song. And Steve, can you tell us where we can follow you on social media?
Oh, I have an Instagram. I think it's just my name, Stephen Kane with a V. And I think there's like 10 other Stephen Kanes that pop up. So just look for the ugliest picture, and that will be me. And just follow that one. Um, I don't even know what my name is on Facebook. Probably the same thing. I should probably have made a new account, like Steve Kane Comedy or something like that, when I decided to like be more serious about this. But it's all just my comedy account is my personal account, and it has my funny clips and pictures of me at the beach with friends. It's all just together in one thing, you know.
Yeah. So follow Steve Kane on social media. Steve or Stephen Kane, and come see him at I know what I know what you did last summer and Philly's Funniest. So you're on Philly's Funniest round two for is it September 5th?
September 2nd.
Okay, September 2nd. Come out September 2nd at Helium Comedy Club in Philadelphia on 20th and Sansom and check out the comedy of Steve Kane. Um, cool. So
Did we stop filming?
nope, we're still recording.
Ah,
So this has been the Drew and Me podcast. I'm Drew Garrison, and we are joined today by special returning guest, Steve Kane. Okay, so Steve, thank you so much for being on the show. Thank you guys for watching Drew and Me, and follow Steve on social media.
done filming
And
now.
almost there. And we're